How do I respond when people leave the ministry to go to someone else's group or someone else's church or something like that? And the Gospel of John, chapter 3, verse 27, sets that situation where a person we're going to look at was faced with that as the people he had worked with and poured his heart into began to leave him to go with someone else. So John had what we call disciples or followers, people that loved John and were with him, and were concerned that the followers of John were leaving him to go and to follow Jesus. Before we talk about that, I can use an illustration. As a pastor, when people would leave my church to go to another church, I would really feel bad. And I would get downhearted. And because of my response and all that can go with that, that showed, or should have showed me, of my lack of spiritual maturity. And John gives an answer here in verse 27, which is a beautiful answer when that happens, or you see that, maybe you're a leader in the church, maybe not the pastor, whatever, and you see some people going to another church. John answered and said, "A man can receive nothing except to be given him from heaven." What's he saying there? He says, God is sovereign and reigns in heaven and on the earth. God is control. If people find a place that ministers to them and their needs better than I have or I should have, I should be glad and rejoice instead of sad. A pastor should want God's will for each and every person in his care and leave the rest to God. And sometimes we were to be a part of the life, but there were certain situations or needs that that person was going to face that where they went would be better equipped to deal with. What I'm saying is, don't get caught up in numbers. How many people in your group and all of that. But get concerned about the quality that you're sharing with these people to become quality and God-fearing believers. Because you may find that some people will hear you and feel, well, you're addressing the very needs that I have, and I would like to be a part of this group. And they're leaving somewhere else. And just put it in God's hands. And don't let your spiritual life rise and fall on what other people choose or choose not to do. And you will be a very victorious Christian rather than being caught up in all of, you could have jealousy, resentment, all this other stuff that would rob you of your walk with God. Trust God. And bless that ministry where they've gone. And ask that ministry to really meet the needs of that person that didn't feel that they were being met where they were. And God will bless you. Don't let the enemy get in because of people's choices. And I'll rejoice with you as you begin to rejoice for God's best for each and every person under your spiritual care and guidance. Bless you.